Oh, Fez just smashed the distance marker. Okay. The very last one on the, Oh, hello everybody. I seem to have accidentally switched on with the wrong scene here, but hello. Hi everybody, my name is Denak here. I did not quite mean to start quite early here, but welcome on into the second round of the BMW M2 Sunday series here, held on here by Simufur. I'm Denak, and I'm here joined by Wolfin Foxdale for the commentary booth. Yeah, and yeah, we had the Nürburgring one-off race a couple months ago that gave us a couple of new faces to join us here in Simufur. And I believe before that we also had the Nürburgring race during the Silver Championship, a very wet one back then. But today, on this, it's going to be a nice and sunny day out here in Eifel area in Germany as we go around here on our practice session. And to recap on what happened last time, it was a very, very wild race in Watkins Glen. Lots of incidents, lots of action on the track here, and just a lot of cool stuff that happened here. And I was wanting to say, we're having a bit of a look here on the points we have currently as we go for the second round of the BMW M2 Sunday series here. Let me just load up my points. Yeah, as you can see here, we are currently with seeing Plasma already maintain the lead despite the bit of an incident that they had during the race here. They always got away with a bit of a reprimand, but interesting thing, randomly, Silver Driver is currently second overall in the point standings here, followed by Grimlet in third, Bushy down in fourth, and yeah, very interesting to see a Silver Driver all the way at the top of the standings here. Yes. Yeah, I do believe it was still together pretty quickly, but it's a nice looking livery here, and nice to see our good old Simufur guy once again joining us over here on this beautiful Sunday race here. But we also want to be taking a quick look on what is the point standings for our Silver and AM standings here. So looking at our Silver picture, we have Randami, obviously, leading the Silver Championship with a very dominant lead. Both pole position and win in the Silver class here with Dipping Sauce. Surprising second place here with Newt in third place. We were expecting Newt to have a bit of a better run going into the Watkins Glen race, but they had that unfortunate spin at the beginning that cost them a couple positions here. But hoping that this time around here, they've been going very strong in the practice run as well, so we were probably going to be expecting to see them up on the top of the standings again here as we have our race start here. Going up into the AM class here, we actually have Reese here, who were able to secure the win last time, and who are currently leading the championship again with a pole position and win, giving them a total of 26 points going up into this second round here. And also with Zizors in second place and Lop rounding out the top three here in third place. But it's still the very early parts of the season here, so it could still be anybody's chance to win this season. Yeah, absolutely. We're still going to be having a couple more minutes before we start our qualifying session here. And looking at our timing sheet so far, we have Plasma here currently leading the pack with a... Let me double check my time. It's going to be a 2 minute 12.7. It's not quite as fast as we were used to seeing in our solo practice session here. So I do believe that we are like the fastest time we were able to see was a 2 minute 11. Like even though it was close to a 2 minute 10 time here, but yeah, it's still going to be a fast track here, so we're going to be seeing these times going down pretty soon. Okay, I do see that should be all going on here. Actually, I do believe now we should have our co-commentator on over here. I do believe I've been talking to the void here. I do apologize. This has been a bit of a technical difficulty stream, but I do believe now we should be able to hear the co-commentator.
Oops.
Yeah, that's just... I'll just put that on me here because, yeah, I had a bunch of buttons configured here to make this all more automated and more smooth, but apparently I had scuffed most of them. But that's just what happens when you get some we'll get some new people coming on over here. But let me just double check also to check the stream myself here that we are actually live. Everybody's speaking on here. Let me get a confirmation. Yes, I do believe. Yeah, everything should be good now.
All right, awesome.
Apologies for that, but hopefully I can just refine all of these technical difficulties going for the next streams here in the future. But anyway, as I was saying before, 2 minute 12.690 is the fastest time we have currently for our practice session. We currently are in fast track, so not going to be quite the optimal times that we were seeing before in our solo practice sessions. But I think once qualifying starts, we're going to be hopefully seeing some 2.11s from our main drivers here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be optimal, hopefully soon, as we see. As I immediately cammed on the plasma, it looked like they, or was that Wushel that kind of went off in the background there?
Yeah, not quite sure about that, but this is only the practice session anyway, so there's not going to be not much impact on what's going to be happening. But looking down the field here, we do see I have a couple of our previous top runners in silver. We have, for instance, Vossi, Auto Tiger down here, currently P13 with a time of 2 minute 15.6. So they don't be able to quite get the time we want here, but they are actually on a really big improvement right now, a 2.5 second improvement. So maybe they were just having not quite an optimum run here going into practice. But we're going to be watching these silver drivers here with very keen eyes as we start our qualifying session.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we wait for the timer to run out, we've got about 22 seconds, so everybody's going to be gone their last lap here, getting everything settled in and ready to go for the qualifying session. I believe this is going to be, like last time, a free-for-all session, so they will all be going out at once for this qualifying session. Just as a reminder, on some of our races, we do split our qualifying between Pro, Silver, and AMs to give everybody their ability to race individually without impeding anyone else. However, just the way the amount of cars that we have today, and the way these cars are, I don't foresee that being the case. That we're probably just going to be sticking to one all-around qualifying session.
Yes, it is going to be indeed a free-for-all qualifying between our drivers here, and we now see our practice session has now finally come to an end. We're just waiting for the final drivers to come around the finish line here, and who do you think would be able to grab the pole position here for Pro?
For Pro, I want to go with the obvious and say Plasma, but I almost went with that last time, and I was immediately proven wrong. So I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna say Newt. I am absolutely gonna say maybe Newt will get it this time.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the practice times here, we do see Newt only 2/10 behind on Plasma's time with a 2 minute 12.8. So we're definitely gonna be seeing some more of probably more of those Newt to Pro questions raised after the qualifying sessions here, probably after the race session as well. In the
Newt.
Yeah, in the GT4 race, they didn't quite have as quite of a good time, but it seems like maybe the M2 cars work a bit better for our second resident Protogen driver here, and we'll definitely watch them with very keen eyes as we are seeing our final few cars crossing over the finish line. That's going to be, I do believe that's still Yuan V and Kizzy out on track with a couple laps here, but they're going to be crossing over the finish line soon. And also want to be pointing out, we had some technical difficulties last time that prevented our safety car driver to join us here, but thankfully this time around we actually do have our beautiful 999 Porsche 718 Cayman safety car driver finally able to join us for the session.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about that. We definitely could have used them at Watkins, so we'll definitely have to see if they'll be getting their runaround today once the race gets going. But right now we're moving to qualifying, and we're now waiting for drivers to go out. Everybody's lined up in the pit lane. It's going to be
Plasma who got out first on the track, so we're going to be following them on their onward as they go around here on this Nürburgring track. It's going to be a very technical and very tricky one, especially the Sector 1 Stadium section. It can be a very treacherous one for drivers. The turn 1 braking zone, downhill, very tight turn. It's easy to mess up your braking point and go too deep or too early to make for an unoptimal exit going up into turn 2 and turn 3. We also have two very demanding chicane sections here. We have the infamous Schumacher S, And with the inside gripping here on the left turn, it can be a very treacherous one, especially if you have your traction control turned off with these cars. It can be a very easy spot to have a spin.
Oh yeah, and it's even in like these cars or even the GT4s, you take just a little bit too much in the Schumacher S, the car just gets really unsettled and will either go wide into the sand or will spin. And admittedly, you probably want to just go a little wide because you could save that. However, spinning, your race might be done by that.
Yeah, as from the personal experience I've had driving the M2s or here on the Schumacher S, it seemed it's a very much right on the limit kind of thing you're gonna have. If you turn a bit too early, you hit that inside curve, you're gonna be out spinning wide. But if you turn too late, you're gonna be understeering off into the grass, and that's also gonna be cost you a lot of time as well. So it's gonna be a very fine line these drivers have to balance out here. And the final thing we also have to point out is the very infamous chicane in that last sector, where it has those very menacing sausage curbs here. But I do believe with the M2 cars, they're softer suspension. They can tackle those more easily, but still going to be, especially providing some interesting racing as the race begins here. But we're going to be seeing Plasma coming up on the chicane now, getting ready for our first hot lap around Nürburgring. So we're going to be switching onto their onboard as we see how they go around this track.
All right, and he's coming out of the Coca-Cola turn, heading down to the main straight to the start-finish line. As we head toward the Castrol turn, and they're going to be braking a lot later than what you'd expect right here at the 100, going into turn 1, little wide going in before setting yourself up going into the arena area. Coming now into turn 3. Very deep. You could get away with so much going into that turn. Same with going out. Now going on to the next straight, heading toward turn 5, as it's a little bit long straight. Not a lot of braking markers. A lot of people will use the little road that's there. Now heading down into turn 6 before the long straight into turn 7, the right before the Schumacher S's, as he's coming in, going just a little wide, then coming in, a little squirrely going out, manages to save it. Now on our way to Schumacher S's, going wide and then deep as you can, gets a lot of squirreliness coming out of the Schumacher S's. No real problems there. As we head into turn 10 and 11. Nice and easy. Now heading down toward the final chicane into sector 3. Again, thankfully with the new update, you can abuse curves a lot more than what you used to as he goes in. And no problems whatsoever. Rides the curve, going into the Coca-Cola turn, and then that will be a lap here at Nürburgring.
Yeah, we do see as he crosses over the finish line, it's going to be a first lap of 2:11.7 already. So already in this in the first lap here in qualifying, we're going to be seeing our pro drivers here hitting those 2:12 times here. Down the grid, we do see some other drivers who could go in their finish lines here. Currently, it's going to be Newt with a 2:12.7, so it appears like it's going to be our pro drivers are having very strongly, at least Plasma here, starting their account with a very strong 1 second gap to Newt here in P2. Further down, we still see a couple of our AM drivers. We have Parzival and Zezos now with their first lap times of 2:14s, 15s, and from what I've been able to see going down the stack here, I think the lowest lap times we've been able to see are like within the 2:11s, and the highest are somewhere within the 2:15s.
Yeah, around there, and I think the 2:11 is going to be pretty hard to beat unless maybe they're just trying to get their tires warmed up. As and I'm keeping an eye on the timing board. Wuschel right now is on an improvement, not a lot. However, with a almost 1 second improvement is Azure. We'll have to see where that goes as they are not too far behind Plasma, and now entering the Schumacher S's.
Yeah, they are currently on a really strong improvement here going on into the middle sectors here. Especially in those first sectors and about in the in that hairpin before the Schumacher S and towards to the latter sector where you can really gain a lot of time here. If you can like go a little bit too wide going into turn 7, you can cost a lot of time here on that exit speed. And that's also going to be the similar thing going into turn 10, which he was able to seem to navigate pretty well here. So we're just going to be watching very closely as he goes down towards the back straight, towards that tricky chicane here. We're nice and close. See if we can just get that just right breaking point here. Nice and tidy, cutting it deep, skirting around those hostages nice and tidy, and still on a 9/10 improvement here, going down to the front of the current. Can he keep it nice and tight? Oh, he's got some traffic ahead with Plasma. That's going to slow him down a little bit maybe, but still keep it nice and clean going up the finish line. It's going to be almost a second improvement. That's still going to only be two positions up.
Yeah, 2 positions up, P6. Might have gotten a little bit impeded going into that last corner by Plasma. We'll have to, the stewards will have to kind of take a look at that. That was kind of close. They definitely got into the line right as you got into the corner. As I look through the timing sheet, don't really see, I don't see any major improvements at the moment. As I say that, Dipping Sauce is with almost a 1 second improvement. They have not set a time, so this will be interesting to follow. This one's going to be I don't know if this is going to be overall or if it's just my system being a bit weird.
The times here track should be for the overall standings as well. We also see Randomly able to get P2 in the times here with a 2-minute 12.0, just skirting on that 2-minute 11 line here. So I do believe we have some very fast drivers around here with Vossi, with Newt and Randomly and Wushul as well. So you'll hopefully see some more drivers around here getting into that 2-minute 11 time here. But we still have about 6 minutes to go here. We see Dipping going over the finish line here, going to be a second place with a 2-minute 11.8. Yeah, there we go. We have some pace for Marshall drivers as well.
Yeah, and another one is MNU. Let me pull it up. 2-second improvement. They were at a 2:14 the last time. This one's going to be close. This one might do it. 13, 12. Yeah, it'll be pretty close. It might get them into the top 5. Let's see. They're coming down toward the main straight, toward Sector 3 and the first chicane. Not a lot of people ahead of them. They may be able to get something pretty good coming out of the now entering the chicane. A little bumpy. No time, not a lot of time lost. As little squirrely, really giving it a lot as they can't. And it's gonna be they are P5.
Up into P5, I think they may have lost a little bit of time with. I do believe that was Azure just ahead of them blocking their exit. That compromised them a little bit, but still a very strong finish here. We see a lot of our pro and top silver drivers here just skirting on that line of 2-minute 11s here. Looking down, we see just probably going wide here. Just get ready for the next lap here. We do see down the field we have Wushul currently with a half a second improvement here, getting really close to getting those. Going really wide on those curves as well. The faucet curves can be really deadly with the with these cars here, but with the M2s, they seem to be a bit more forgiving, so you can kind of assault them a bit better than normal. We see going over the finish line. That's actually a 7/10 improvement. I do believe if she can get it just right, that's going to be a new pole position time at a 2:11.717. Only 300s off Plasma.
Yeah, but as you say that, 300s off Plasma. Plasma is also on 300 better than their best time. This might get them their pole back. As I see now, they are now about to enter the Schumacher S's.
7 towards the Schumacher S's here. Let's see how they can take that going into this really tight corner. Just skirting on that inside line here, be able to keep it nice and tidy. Still lost a bit of time on that exit going up to turn 7, but still on a slight improvement that would put them ahead of Wushul here. We're going to be seeing as they go through turn 10. Very tidy over there. Lost a bit of time on the exit as well. We'll see going up into 11s. Nice and close. Compromised on the exit, so that's going to be unfortunately they seem to have lost all the time they have gained on the middle sector.
Yeah, unfortunately, but as we were talking, we have a new pole sitter, Saber, with a 211.705.
Yeah, that is indeed good there. And they were also going on almost a 2/10 improvement as well, but it seemed to have all lost that going up into the turn 3 of the stadium section. Yeah. As we had said before, this stadium section is a very treacherous section. If you just mess up that turn one a little bit, go a bit too deep going up to turn 2, you can just lose a lot of time here.
Yeah, and it's just even just the slightest bit of offline, and you just lose so much time here. And it's unfortunate, but you just really got to push the car, as Plasma has now retaken pole with a 211.692. But it might come back. Saber is also running on an improvement, a very large improvement, or a fairly large improvement. This might get them pull back. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. As we see, as I'm keeping an eye on, forgive me, I'm keeping an eye on the timing sheets to see if there's any other vast improvements. I don't really see anything else at the moment. Everybody's running like a fairly like either mild improvements or loss. So
yeah, looking down, we do see Saber seems to have lost a bit of time here going out to turn 12 and 11 and 10, but they seem to be on just enough of an improvement here to pip Plasma for the pole position here. Let's see how it goes going up into the chicane. We have a bit of traffic ahead of them, so hopefully they're not going to be impeding them too much. And oh yeah, they had a bit of a compromised exit going on the chicane, so they lost all that time they gained. Unfortunately, that's going to be not an improvement, sadly. Looking down to our Am and Silver drivers, we do still have Dipping Sauce here maintaining that silver pole position with a 211.8. I don't see any other silvers making an improvement here so far. We do have Newt down here going on a 3/10 improvement, but it's still got to be way off the time that Dipping Sauce was able to set, so we are not going to be seeing them grab the silver pole position, but they're going to be making a couple advancements. But up down into the Ams, we currently have Zzors here with a 2-minute 12.8, able to hold the Am pole position. But looking down, we do have, I do believe that is the car of Charter as well, making a 3/10 improvement here. That's hopefully going to be seeing them rise up a couple positions.
Yeah, they're currently in the middle of an AM sandwich, which as a silver driver you definitely don't want to be in. But it looks like yeah, they unfortunately lost a lot of their time up, and now they're regaining it by 5/10, by almost 5/10, as they come out of the out of turn 8. Another actually, Parzival is also making a fair bit of improvement, 6/10. That would put them, I would say, within the top 3 of AM if they're able to stick with it.
Parzival is indeed one of our national drivers at the moment, so they are not officially competing for the AM position here, but they do seem to be having about the AM driver pace here, so we'll be watching to see how they do it. We're still keeping an eye on Charter for now as they go around the chicane here, still on a 3/10 improvement on their last attempt here. Watch them go up, skirting those curbs quite wide around off, so it can be compromising their exit. But let's see, going down the final turn, that's in tight on the inside, another 3/10s going into that one last corner here with a nice tidy exit across the finish line. That's going to be a new improvement of, I think, just under 2-minute 14. It's going to be a 2-minute 13.9. And then actually behind our top AM driver of Zzors here by about half a tenth there. Looking up on our field here, we still have Plasma maintaining the pole position so far, and I don't see many other improvements as we're going to be having our qualifying wrap-up. But we do see Dipping Sauce here actually with a, well, I was going to say they were on a really big improvement, but they seem to have lost it going up through the section. That's going to be their qualifying over. But we do see Randomly here currently on 4/10 improvement here, going up there on the middle sector here, going up through turn 7. So this could potentially be our new pole sitter here. We're going to be watching them with a very close eye.
Yeah, I was going to say another one was Saber, but unfortunately I think they lost a lot of their time later on. So as we see Randomly coming down into sector 3 before heading down into the final chicane, it looks like they're still holding on to their massive gain, but unfortunately they've got traffic ahead. It's Fossey. Hopefully they don't impede, they don't cause a problem as they head toward the chicane. Nice and easy, keeping an eye on the timing street. Still very, very good. In fact, they improve. They improve a lot. 8/10 as they come into the final turn. Looks good. This might do it. We could have a money lap for pole. 8/10. Is it going to be doing it? Yes, he's got it.
There we go.
By 4/10. What a run.
For 2 rounds in a row, we now officially have a silver driver getting a pole position in the overall category. This is going to be some very interesting stuff. We're going to be looking at randomly and very, very closely now. We might have going to be seeing some new randomly to pro memes from the here on out.
Yeah, I think so. More than likely. It will be, the randomly to pro memes will be, very, very, prevalent after this. That was a money lap.
Yeah. Looking at our sector times compared to all of you here, like, Roundaby actually does not have the fastest sector 1 time. That would actually be Dipping Sauce down in P5, who had a 62.4 in their first sector time. But in sector 2, it seems like it's where Randomy made the most gains, and most of it's got to be in that final sector here. The final sector actually only consists of the final straight, the chicane, in that final corner. So despite it being such a short section of the track, it seems to be at the time where you can gain the most.
Yes, absolutely. And it's gonna definitely be with Randomy on pole. It's definitely gonna be interesting. Remember, we've got turn 1. A little bit of a it can be a problem child, and remember they're dealing with semi-cold tires and semi-cold brakes, depending on how they warm up those tires for the race. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes.
It's going to be very interesting for sure. Looking down our grid here, we do see also in our AM drivers, we have Zzors able to secure their AM position pole with a 2-minute 12.8. And interestingly enough, the second driver in AM category, which is actually a national driver with Parzival, the Racing Wolf, has a time of 2-minute 13.8. So the difference between first AM and second AM driver is over a second.
Oof. Maybe we should be making Zzors the silver memes at some point, because that's a big gap.
Yeah,
admittedly.
absolutely.
And a little surprised by Wheeze. They did manage to get pole at Watkins, but P3 this race, thankfully not too far off from P2, only off by a couple tenths, so, or not even a tenth, I apologize. And as I look through the field, it's definitely going to be a close field. I have a sneaky suspicion that we may get another very close race like we did at Watkins.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how Roundabout is going to be able to hold off on their lead here, going down into turn 1 and through the stadium section here. Looking down, I was talking about Weiss. They were actually, historically talking, they were not feeling too comfortable going out the Nürburgring. And Nürburgring especially seems to be a track where you either love it or you hate it. Like, you're either going to be very good at it, you're going to be very fast with it, and it's going to be kind of like an anomaly for you, where you're going to be really able to extract everything out of the car here, or you're going to be struggling with it and losing a lot of time. As we see the large gap here between our... Normally, people would expect to see up in the top rank. For instance, we have Newt down here in P11, only able to get a 2-minute 12.5. Surprisingly slow time from our previous Newt Pro meme holder.
Yeah. Wait, you know, I'm not going to be that guy, but I'm going to say that, and that's a little surprise. I'm not going to lie, that's a little surprising when you go from P2 to all the way to P11. But you know, some tracks don't agree with others, or some drivers don't agree with all tracks. So this is probably maybe a track that they just couldn't jive with today. I know I've been through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be going down the track here in about a couple minutes. So let's go have a bit of a look here through all of our starting grid here. Starting up in P1, we have Randomy 666 with their car number 73 Hellcat Racing Team car here. Congratulations to the... black and blue cat here again. Coming up in P2, we have our previous race winner with Plasma with their beautiful LMAO Pure Sims livery here. Very nice. I do believe that's also Comic Sans font right there, so good job from them. Coming up on our second row here, we have Saber Kitsune, able to secure third place here on our coming up, joining alongside by Wushul in P4 with their pink and white and Suna colored car number 69 here. Going up on the third row, we have Dipping Sauce able to get 5th place with a nice pink and chrome colored BMW M2 here, with joined by Grimlith up in P6. Further down the grid, we have our previous silver race winner, silver cup winner in the GT4 series with Vossi in P7, joined by MNU underscore with their special Cara Pills beer tribute livery, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going up, we have actually our Simufur main driver here, Fest Fox, up in P9. I do believe they have not done a single lap of practice until today, so not quite a surprise they weren't able to quite extract the performance they probably were expecting out of that car here, but it should be going okay. So coming up alongside that, we have Azure Goat here, currently down in P10, who also didn't feel too confident going into this race here. Up in P11, we have Newt, their 272 TRZ car here. Very nice and well designed here. With joined by Lunatic down in P12 with a really bright green, gold, and black Carnival tribute livery here as well. But instant stop here. Up in P13, we have car number 102 of Thatch, joined by our first AM driver here of Zzors, up in P14 with a stock sim racing livery, but still nice to look at here. Up in P50, we have our national driver, Parcel with a racing with a very impressive time here. And coming up alongside that, we have our previous winner here with Room 366 car of Weiss here. Not quite sure what that meme is about, so we're going to be having a bit of a look at what that's going to be later on here. Up in P17, we have the car number 24 of Charter, joined along by our resident. They seem to be having some extra issues with their car again. Car number 404 of Kuhn right here. Further down, we have the car number 621 of Luck with a very hard. I'm not quite sure how that's an intentional design choice on delivery here, but we're just gonna move on here. Coming up on P20 here, we have car number 10 of Yuan V. Their previous national driver, who I do believe is still national for now, but we're probably going to be seeing them getting promoted up into AM class after a couple more races here. Going further down, we have the car number 7 of Zephyr starting in P21, joined alongside by the EBHP car of Rupi Kitsune Fox down in P22. Coming up, we now have the car number 23 of Kizi here, starting with the number 740, with our final car here, which I do believe I'm not quite seeing it on my timing table here, but that's going to be the car of Sketchy, with finally our beautiful GT4 718 Cayman car of our safety car here, making sure all of our cars are going to be starting nice and safe here, going on our outlap.
Yeah, exciting times. First time, or not our first race at M2, but second race at M2, first championship. Definitely a lot of people fighting for they want the first. You as I was taught, you never forget the first time you do anything, and I am definitely super competitive times. I honestly, again, I expect to see a lot of close racing. All we can do, though, at this moment is hope that there isn't any T1 chaos as we hit the 30-second mark, which means they will be able to hit the ignition and get ready to go with 20 seconds left on the timer. And, here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be certainly a very interesting first lap here. We have, again, our silver driver here in pole position, but we did see in their previous race there that they were not only able to hold on to that lead position here by only a couple laps before they already lost. I do believe it's actually only one lap that our silver drivers were able to hold on their lead. So we're going to see if maybe Randavi has improved to a little bit there, maybe able to get their elbows out a little bit wider here, hold up a bit more aggressively against the pro driver charge of Wushul, Saber, Kitsune, and Plasma right up here as we see our cars going up on their outlap here. It's going to be very important for them to get their tires warmed, their brakes warmed here, because it's going to be a very long run, whatever the turn one, so it's going to be a potential for some chaos here.
Oh yeah, and especially if your brakes aren't warm enough, you go hit the brake pedal and your brakes decide to not work. That would be very bad, especially if you're in the middle of the field. That could cause a lot of chaos as we get ready to go. Another thing that they're gonna have to worry about is tire wear. You know, you want to get the tires up to temperature, but if you don't, you wind up getting your tires grained or maybe a couple flat spots, and that is not very good for those tires. And remember, they are starting with completely cold tires, just like the GT4s. So they don't have the benefit as the GT3s do of tire blankets. So it's gonna you tire prep, especially on your out lap, is very important.
Absolutely, yeah. We do see our drivers now getting up through the second sector here, getting towards the middle sector, up into turn 7. This is going to be a very long lap as well here, and hardware is also going to be another factor to keep in mind here, because there is going to be no mandatory pit stop into this 45-minute race here, so it wasn't much of an issue going up into Watkins Glen, but Nürburgring is going to be a much longer track, much more technical corners here, so there could be more of an issue with tire wear. And on the long runs that I've been able to see our drivers do here, they were losing 2, even 3 seconds a lap once their tires were starting to be wearing out towards the end here. So it's definitely going to be also a race of tire management here, see how well they can keep their tires in good condition going through this 25-minute race.
Yeah, and I also want to say if by some oddity we get a caution, I'm going to be curious to see if any of them decide to pit. I don't think so, because they've probably prepped for fully green flag, like nothing happening runs. But I'd be curious to see if maybe somebody takes the risk and gets a pit and goes for a pit stop if the time allots.
Yeah. It is certainly going to be an interesting possibility to see if the safety car does end up being deployed, but I don't see... Well, it could actually be possible indeed. There is a lot of runoff on this track here, plenty of grass for drivers to dash off to if they end up going wide or spinning, but you never know. I think it could especially be possible if there's going to be somebody spun out right in the middle of the final chicane in the final sector. We could see the deployment of the safety car, but we're not going to be seeing our cars going to a press steer down as we're heading towards the chicane and starting to see them get ready for their... run towards turn 1. I am excited. This is going to be an interesting start for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely very interesting. This will be. I don't anticipate chaos, but I hope I didn't curse it, but I do expect this to be very interesting. A lot of these guys are very close. It's definitely going to lead to tight racing, especially going from the start as they come around to the Coca-Cola curves. As we wait for them to arrive at the final curve.
It's green. We see our plasma coming up right alongside Roundaby here. They seem to be able to get a slightly better launch here, but we have Roundaby right on the inside of the cover with Sabre coming up alongside. We're going 3 wide towards into turn 1. It's going to be a really tight going on here with Roundaby going early, and that seems to be Plasma already able to get the move on Roundaby here with Sabre coming on the inside with Bush right. Oh, that's going to be a spin from Roundaby. Oh no! Oh, unfortunate contact coming. I do believe that was the 69 car of Wushu that caused the contact with our driver. We need to see that on the replay right away here. Just give me a second. I do believe we already missed the window here, but I do believe that was a bit of contact here coming from our 69 driver here that caused him to spin around and end up right in the back of the pack here. How unfortunate, but we do see that's gonna be the car number 116 of Plasma able to hold on position with Sabre coming right alongside them. That's actually the car number 115 of Grim Livik, who was coming up all the way up from P6 able to get up into P3, jumping Dipping Sauce, Wushel and Wushel to get up into that P3 position.
Yeah, super exciting. And as they come around to the corners, it's definitely getting a little interesting. As
we do see a bit of a yellow flag happening, or I think that's going to be the car number 6 of Zizo, who also has a bit of a spin. Oh, that's going to be an unfortunate spin as well. Let's see if we can also see that in the quick replay over here. If we go a bit further back, they were going up into, I believe that is the braking zone of turn 7, followed by that is Newt ahead with another car behind here. They're going around to time. I do believe a bit of a contact here coming from the car behind them, and that's caused them to spin around, and that's a very unfortunate situation for them.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. As we... as they come around toward the... as they come around to the final chicane in the last corner,
yeah, I do
definitely very...
yeah. Yeah, go on.
Well, I'm sorry. It's definitely very tight. Field's kind of evening out. We got a couple cars out. I see our safety car is still coming around into the final corner. They'll be coming into the pit lane afterwards. And yeah, it's definitely been getting very, very tight.
Yeah, we still see Plasma able to hold on their lead for so far, but we have Saber, Kitsune, Grimlith, and Wushu all right up on their bombers, ready to get pounce on any opportunities here. But going down further down the grid, we do see Lup and Kisi also in a bit of a fight here, all the way at the back of the pack here. That's also kind of before 3 of Ruby, Kitsune, Fox going up into the turn 2 here, up on the inside. Lup just keeping it tight on the outs here, just hold on that inside out here, get it. Just going up to abreast here, keeping it squeezed wide here with we'll be able to get a bit of a better launch here, going up into turn 5 with getting a bit of a cutback move over here. See if they can just get that braking so better. Not quite. That is bring it close. A bit of a judder. I do believe that is the car number 10 of Yuan V with a bit of a rubber banding back and forth here. They're going to need to keep a bit of a wider berth on that car here to be able to avoid any incidents. Yeah,
and it definitely, and it's you definitely don't want to do that, because if you run into somebody, it could be on you. And
as we do see that, we see Lup, you're being called up by Yuan being going to spin around. Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, as we were just saying that, it was going to be, that's that rubber banding, unfortunately, that cost, I do believe that was Yuan B just surging forward with the rubber banding that caused them to be collecting Lup ahead. That's not going to be something that will be favorably looked upon by stewards here. Going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up further up the grid here, we do see Kizzy's being able to get up quite a few positions here, starting from all the way from the back of the grid, currently up in piece 18 in a fight with Parsville, Cone, and Charter here, going up towards the final sector here into the chicane. With a bit of a gap forming on here, and right with the keep that nice and tidy here. But as we see up in the head, we do see MNU underscore going up in the 7-car fight. Going up into turn 1 here. This is going to be a very dangerous move here. Let's see how they're going to be able to get through here. Vossi getting on the inside. Azure coming with the outside. Azure with a bit of a deep braking move here. Going to get squeezed wide, but Vossi seems to be able to just hold on to their position here. And with Azure trying to look a bit of a cutback here, but not quite able to hold on for now.
Yeah. As we see...
Yeah, that's indeed also the car of Best Fox and Newt right there, fighting all the way down in P9 and P10, with that's also the car number 8 of Lunatic right up filling up the pack here from P5 all the way down to P11. There's going to be cars fighting position here. It's going to be quite a long damage time. We see our lead cars here of Plasma and Saber able to pull a bit of a gap here going up into Grim Lilith and Rushel. But we also see Kizzy down here actually going up and right on a bit of a dive. You're going up with a bit of contact going up into turn 5. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a messy move here, but Kizzy like giving up that position back despite the contact as you're supposed to.
Yeah, you know, if you make a mistake, even if you don't know if it was your fault, the safest thing to do is to always just give them the spot back. Just let them have it. As we
do see also Ruby, Kitsune, Fox, and Randomly 666 currently in a fight going up towards Schumacher SS here. I do believe there was also a little bit of extra contact here between Randomly and Randomly that caused them to lose a bit of position here, but we do see there's going to be a massive pace difference here with the Silver driver Randomly and Am driver of Kitsune, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to hold on here. Randomly with a dive up on the inside with a nice and tidy move. going up into turn 10, able to get that move to stick. But that's going to be actually Ruby with a cutback going into turn 11, able to hold off just ahead here, going up towards the turn 12 and the chicane section here. That's going to be some impressive driving from our driver here. Ruby has been really upping their performance here in their last few races here. It's going to be interesting to see how they can hold off on randomly trying to keep their lead, with impressively going up into the chicane, cutting those curbs steep, but rather be able to get a much better launch going with the chicane. That's going to be randomly taking a peek on the inside, but thinking better of it. So it's all going to be up on this setup here as we see Ruby going up wide into the last curve with her on the other side here with a drag race going up into turn 1. It's going to be a tight fight here. Randomly just squeezing a tiny bit on Ruby, trying to keep them on that outside line here. We're going to be side by side going to the turn 1 with a deep braking going up, and rather be able to get that move finally to stick.
Yeah, and props to Ruby. I think they were. I almost want to go with the assumption that maybe they were letting randomly by, because that would definitely be something I would do. Because if you are an AM driver, you're obviously wanting to race AM racers. This guy is a pro. You try to impede this guy, they're gonna try to find a way around it. But the safest thing to do, just let them by. Don't even try to fight it, because if you even try to fight it with somebody that has a much better pace than you, it's gonna end badly.
Yes, we just see that. We also see Azure going up with a bit of a big dive, going up on Mossy, into able to just get a move going up out turn 7 towards the Schumacher S's. The really tiny move here. We also see that's what's going to be the car number 86 of Festfox coming up right along behind them with a slide going into the Schumacher S's, able to keep it together nice and tight. He's going to be handing right all over the ass of that stripy liveried car of the of Mossy Auto Tiger. It's going to be another move into turn 10, nice and tidy. Inching it closer, going up into turn 11, down towards the back straight, towards turn 12 and the final chicane here. There's going to be a bit of a gap for me, but we do see Mossy inching it a bit closer here towards the Azure Coat here. They might actually try to make a bit of a... Let's see how they're going up into the chicane. Being addressed quite about the same time here, inching it even closer with a big brave on the curbs here. Up into the final corner, they're going around. Able to keep it both nice and tiny, but that's going to be Mossy inching just a bit closer here. Coming right on the bumper of Azure, we're going to be seeing them going up with a big slip, trying to get that slipstream going up down to the deep braking zone of turn 1. Still getting close. He's going to not think better at trying to make a dive over here. We see Fest right up on behind them, getting up close as well. We'll see Newt right in the background trying to make a bit of a move as well, but I'm not able to quite make that to stick. Let's switch over to the Helicam as we see all these 4, even 5 cars here finding up for our P7 position here, going up through the stadium section. We also see up ahead, that's going to be the car of Dipping Sauce and Emily underscore with a fight with Dipping Sauce going out the outside in turn 4, able to make a move on Emily and get that P5 position.
Absolutely stunning. It was definitely a big risk, but they managed to get it going, and now it's just a matter of going after Wushel. They aren't too far off, only about a second, as they come down toward turn 8. Things are definitely getting interesting, and we've only not even passed the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, exactly. We do see our 4 drivers here from P7 down into P11 down, still keeping up their fight going here, being really close, almost bumper to bumper here, going up towards the Schumacher SS here. All of them getting through nice and tight. Somebody maybe going a tad wide, but still keeping it close together here. Mossy seems to be able to have a bit of a better pace going up compared to Azure, as we see them inching a bit closer going up into turn 10. Getting that, using the maximum amount of that track here going up to turn 11, getting that good, it's important to get that good exit going up on this track here, so I can get that slipstream going up towards the chicane. Get a bit of a move going on here. We do seem Azure to be able to hold up here for now. So we go take a look at on their wing view here. Up into the chicane. We do seem to have Mossy right up while getting on their bumper as we go with a big dive on those sausage curbs going on there. And Vest going to be right alongside them, kind of right on their bumper as well here. Vest getting quite close to maybe able to get that slipstream going up into turn 1 here. Vossy's going to be in big trouble trying to hold up on that Foxy 86 of Fez here.
Yeah, definitely. They got really close. They were right on the bumper in the chicane. thankfully they backed off going into the main street. As we see, that was dipping sauce. I think they just went a little bit wide right in front of them, as that two-way train now has become almost a five-way train as they come out of the arena stage.
Yeah, that is indeed what Dipping Sauce and Emily with their own fight have slowing them each other down. It's just put them right into the arms of Fez Fox and Azure Goat and Vossi and Newt. Perhaps even Lunatic all the way down in P11, who are all vying to get those guys out of them overtaken. It's going to be quite some intense fighting here. Going up on further up Grim, we do also see Grim Limit, Saber Kitsune, and Plasma still in a three-way battle here up in the lead here, but Plasma seems to have been able to hold on just for now, as we see going up to turn 7. Nice and tight with, they're all keeping it nice and tidy, but it's going to be quite a massive gap here compared to Ushul in P4, who's currently with a 3-second gap up to Zipkitui, as we do believe that's going to be Festwalk, who just made a move here, going up alongside of Vossi here, going up into turn to the Schumacher SS, just able to keep it nice and tidy. Vossi probably looking to get a bit of a cutback on the car number 86 here, but best able to get that move to stick, and now on his charge to get towards Azure Goat.
Yeah, slowly but surely, but unfortunately, as they go into the next corner, Fez goes a little bit wide, gets a little bit shaky. We'll lose a little bit of time from it, but thankfully, Vossi was not able to capitalize on it as they come toward the chicane. We'll have to see if maybe they'll try to go for a little bit of late braking and maybe make up some time. As we come down toward the chicane, is there going to be a move? No.
No, but you do see Newt going really wide on this curve as well there. Newt does seem to have quite a lot of pace left in his pocket here that he seems to not be able to extract with being stuck in this 7-car fight all the way up to the field here. So it's definitely going to be need a lot of patience from this prototype here, trying to get these moves to stick and find the opening that he needs to get some moves down here. We've seen going down the grid. We also see Cool, I do believe, just lost the position to Randomy as he's going on a charge, as we see going up alongside parts with a racing move here, going up into turn 1 side by side with a big drag race. Cool coming up on the bumper of Randomy, trying to hopefully capitalize on that overtake as well, maybe get a move on Parcel. That's all here is going to see them going side by side into turn 1. Randomy with a deep inside line here. Cool also down to have a bit of a look, really close side by side with now parts we keep it inside here, going up loud. We do see Rand actually compromised the line and went wide and lost the position back to Kuhn and Parsival. They're going to be losing a lot of time trying to fight these AM drivers, trying to get up to the field again here. We see Rand with another deep move up on the inside to get the move back on Cohen here. We see them again trying to get that move back on Parsival.
Yeah, I also noticed that they were getting a little bit squirrely going into that, leaving the arena corner. I think their tires might be in a little bit of trouble. They've been working them so hard, they might be gone. As you can see, he's going a little bit wide. Randomly's going a little wide on occasion. I'm wondering if, with the spin and everything else that's been going on, they may have unfortunately ruined their tires.
Yeah, this track is a fairly hot one at 26-degree air temperature and 34-degree track temperature. There's going to be a large issue with keeping your tires cooled enough to keep them in their optimal grip here. I also especially noticed that, especially if you keep doing like long runs with your tires, they're going to be, the brakes especially are going to be complaining a lot and getting overheated. So it's definitely going to be balancing act with Randomly trying to keep these tires in good condition here, as we see them going up into turn 10 after the Schumacher S is inching ever so closer to the bumper of Parzival ahead here. Not quite able to get that move to stick, but keeping it nice and close, hoping to maybe look for an opening going up into the chicane or the final corner here. See them getting up quite close here. Inching, using that slipstream to his advantage to get probably not alongside, unless, no, he's lifting off a little bit to get keep it close, and then not quite going up into the chicane, nice and close, and he's losing a lot of time with going deep in that chicane there, and of course was keeping it tight, but still not able to find that opening he requires to get a move done to a parcel ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little concerned because, you know, you're trying to recover as much as you can, and you're like, I would not be surprised if Randomy is starting to see a little bit of red going into this corner as turn one, they weren't able to. They're still stuck behind them. But I would not be surprised if they're gonna do. They might make a mistake or just push just a little bit too hard. We've already seen it once. It could happen again as they come into the corner. Randomly made a nose, but then thought better of it and is now back in the line as they go deep into the next corner, but still no gains.
Yeah, their tires seem to be having a bit of issues. Yeah, we see them sliding around quite a lot there. They do actually may also have their traction control turned off as well to get them optimized here. But that's going to be, again, as we see them going very deep into turn 5, just barely avoiding hitting the rear bumper of Parcel right here. With Kuhn again coming up in Lawson, we're looking for a bit of a move up on the inside here, but not quite seeing that opportunity here. We see them going up to turn 7. Still keeping it close here with another slide coming up from Randy. He seems to be quite struggling with those rear tires on that BMW M2 right now.
Yeah, they are really, they must be cooked or something as they go really wide into Schumacher S's, into the sandbox. And Cohen now is on his way around, but yeah, I think those tires are gone. Like, they just can't get any pace, and even when they try, it's just, the car just doesn't agree with it.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate they lost all that progress they made. Almost made that move stick on Parzival and Kuhn, but a few unfortunate mistakes midway through the track here caused them to lose all of that. We're going to have to see how they go along further down the track. We're going up the field here. We do see MNU still right on the bumper of dipping sauce here. We see cars all the way from P5 down into P9. Close together within a second of all of each other as they go around to the stadium section towards turn 3. Don't see any possibilities for overtaking happening so far, but I think it's still happening. There's just going to be one tiny moment on a curb, a bit of oversteer, a bit of understeer going out on a corner here. That's going to be their race thrown wide open. There's going to be an opening for an overtake.
Yeah, all it's going to take is one little mistake, and the doors fly open, and then we could get something very interesting. Another thing to note is that even with this fighting, they're slowly but surely kind of reeling in Wuschel a little bit. I don't see them catching up to Wuschel, but it definitely could make things very interesting if, say, Wuschel or something were to go get a little squirrely or something going into a corner. They may get bunched up with this little train here.
Indeed, we do see MNU and Dip being able to slowly close that gap onto Wuschel currently with Dipping currently 1.1 seconds behind on Wuschel here. So this might also become another 6-way battle towards the top 5 position here. We do see that is the 765 of Azure in the background here as we see MNU still trying to get up all close to Dipping's front to try to get the move to stick here. We've seen them getting close up more than a few times here, but still not able to quite get that move to stick here as we see them going down towards turn 12 and towards the back straight and the chicane. Not seeing them able to make a move so far. We also see Newt actually behind on Rossi, trying to maybe get a bit of slipstream as well, going up into towards the chicane. Don't see them getting not quite close enough here, going up into there and keep it deep. We see Rossi got a bit upset on that chicane here. We see Newt trying to get a look here, but not finding that space to make a move going on here into the final turn. Let's see if we can see a better going wide on that exit. That's going to be also dipping into that gravel side to lose all of that opportunity they had. As we see just ahead, we see Azure Goat going up along behind on Azure Goat MNU as they go into turn 1. Going a bit of a wide here into there. We see Azure trying to make a deep dive here again, keeping the door just slammed shut to MNU here. Let's see, take a look on the heli cam here, keeping that fight close. I'm going down the hill to turn 3. Azure still keeping it close, but MNU just inching ever so slightly closer here. But I do believe that is now the position lost, and Azure taking the P6 position to now make the chase up on Dipping Sauce.
Yeah, really nice move. Kept it pretty clean, nice and easy. And now they're slowly but surely trying to reel in Dipping Sauce, and like we kind of expected, it's definitely going to be close. And it's definitely not disappointing, that's for sure.
Absolutely, for sure. Going up on our top 3 cars here, we do still see that they're still in that same fight. less than a second separating all of them here with watching their best lap time. So we see Plasma able to get the fastest lap time here of a 2-minute 11.7, but going up into our P2 and P3 drivers, they're both in a 2-minute 12.1 times here. So there's nothing separating these top 3 drivers here, and they've been able to draw almost a 4.5 second gap into Wushu currently in P4. So this might be a bit of a lonely fight up in here in the lead here, but we're going to be watching them with great interest to see if Plasma may make another mistake here throughout the race. If that's going to be given the opportunity for Saber and going to probably make a bit of a peak here.
Yeah, it's definitely getting close. This fight is definitely keeping Plasma on their toes as we see Grim go a little bit wide. Just a little bit. They almost were able to capitalize on it, but unfortunately Saber had a bit of a compromise going out of the final corner, which unfortunately may cause them to lose a little bit of time as they come toward the first corner. Nice and even, and a little bit of late braking. Is Grim going to try to maybe go for a cut-in? Yes, they are. They're looking on the inside, but unfortunately not enough time. Definitely keeping it. They're definitely keeping Plasma sane, or not sane, but keeping him humble. He's not got a large gap like last time. One mistake and it could be a change for the lead.
And we do see them going bumper to bumper out from turn 4 towards the turn 5 into sector 2 here. We do see Saber coming out right behind on Grim. They're having a bit of a peak here, but not quite able to capitalize on that move here. Going up through turn 5 into turn 6, tight here with Plasma. Compromising their exit a little bit here, keeping it right wide open here to the hope to get a bit of a slipstream going back towards turn 7, but still not close enough to make a move stick here. We see Saber getting really close, almost touching the rear bumper of Grimlith here. But still keeping it close here. We see another bit of a slide here coming up from Plasma. As we do see, there seems to have been a bit of contact in the middle sectors. We see, I do believe that was again car number 73 of Randaby, now currently in the pits. And I do believe they just disconnected. Oh no.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Like after that first spin, I think the tires were just in too rough a shape and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, how unfortunate for them. Well, hopefully we'll see them again in the future races here. But going up, down the crit again, we see Emadu getting up really close up into the bumper of Azure going up into turn 7. Just able to keep it tidy here, going up the hill into, actually do believe that was turn 11, apologies, into the final chicane here. We see they're able to get a bit of a better, Azure was able to get a better exit here into the chicane to keep their position held here, but Emmanuel is very much hungry to make a move. As we see them going up in going on the gravel here, able to just barely avoid that rear bumper of Azure here. We see them dropping down, able to get it just alongside them. We lost down into P10 now with that. Just the slightest mistake going into the chicane.
Yeah, they went just a little bit too deep trying to make a move on Azure, and they almost hit them, and it forced them to go extremely wide going out of the chicane into the sandbox. And now they've went from possibly losing maybe 1 or 2 to now about 5.
Yeah, we do see also up ahead, we still have Newt and Vossi currently locked in a tight battle between them for the P8 position here. Newt having a bit of a peek into turn up, but not quite able to find the door here. As we do see up ahead, we actually see Grimlith just able to get a move up on Saber Kitsune to claim the P2 position here. That is going to be given the opportunity for Plasma to get ahead. As we do see a bit of contact here with Fence, who has now spun. Well, we're going to have to see a replay on that immediately. Just give me a second here. You see them going up into turn 1. They're keeping it together here with Dip having a bit of a look here on the inside, going up into turn 2. They're still keeping it. So I do believe there's something that may have happened going down into turn 3 with Dip really close, and Dip unfortunately hit the rear bumper of Best Fox, and that caused him to have a bit of a spin here and lose the position.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. And now they are they're pretty far back. Now behind Newt and Vossi, as this now puts Vossi in the lead of Silver, actually. And what a night would that be? Their 3rd race in, and they get their first class win.
Well, I do have to correct you, because actually in the GT4 race, they actually also won the Silver class in their Porsche 718 Cayman.
Oh, yeah, I did not realize that, actually.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not that I forgot. I actually didn't realize that.
yeah, Vossi has certainly been on a very impressive drive here going so far, keeping it nice and tidy in P7 here, currently chasing down Fox. I do believe Fest was able to just get the move to stick on Vossi, able to get back into P6 and start having a chase on Tipping Stars, which I do believe also dropped down probably to give the position back to Fox to avoid getting any penalties. Going up through the final corner, we see Vossi trying to inch a bit closer here, up now into a 2/10 gap here as they go down the main circle to Chuma, but I do think it's going to be a close enough gap here to make a move.
Yeah, it'll definitely be close if they try to go for a late dive, which I don't think they are. Yeah, they're gonna stick right behind Fez, but he goes wide. Is Rossi gonna take advantage, going way in, deep into the first corner, into the Mercedes-Benz arena? In the Mercedes-Benz arena, are they gonna try? No, they're gonna sit behind them. Maybe try another time.
Yeah, we also see Newt in the back. Actually, we do see Vossi having another look here on the inside, trying to get a bit of a cutback going, but still not able to get that move going. We also see Newt in the background having a bit of an oversteer moment, trying to keep the car in control, going out over turn 1, but Vez still able to just barely also hold on. We see Vossi making a D move with Vez on the grass here, trying to hold up, with Dipping Stars right in the background doing the same as well here. Vez really getting their elbows out to keep this tight grass. We see another slide from Vez, and that's going to be compromising, actually giving the opportunity for Vossi to inch in air. It's so slightly closer. Looking at their bumper, going up into turn 7, keeping it nice and tight on the inside, curving here up to the middle straight towards the Schumacher SS here. Still keeping it nice and tidy so far, but Vez's car is going a little bit all over the place here, trying to hold on. As we see them going deep into that curbing here on the inside here, still able to hold it together, but Vossi is inching it closer, holding it close, but not able to make a move here into turn 10 so far. But we do see them again with a better exit into turn 10 and then into turn 11 to keep themselves right on that bumper, still within a 2/10 gap here, as we see a compromised exit from Vez gives Vossi the opportunity to have a bit of a look on the inside, but Vez just slamming the door shut with slamming the door shut on Vossi, and able to hold themselves off going into the chicane.
Yeah, they took a little bit of a look, but couldn't get it done. Fez shutting the door right at the last possible second, and unfortunately it forced Vossi to back off and lose a little bit of time. Let's see if maybe they can get it back on the turn 1. If Fez's tires are cooked, that might be the reason why he's having a lot of trouble keeping the grip going, because of that spin. His tires might be a little bit overheated.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of a time here to cool down your tires after having a bit of a spin, as we do see Dip in the background trying to get a move done on Newt as well here. Newt went a bit deep going up into turn 1. That gave Dip the possibility to get right up on their bumper, going up to turn 3, trying a bit of a look here, but Newt able to cover up on the inside line here, keep the move to see. We do see, I do think that's a couple of lap cars already ahead here. There's the car number 420 of Sketchy up ahead, that's currently being blue flagged by Fez, Vossi, and Newt here. That's going to be maybe providing some window here for Vossi, Newt, Dip, or Fez to make a move here.
Well, as you said that, they went wide into the sandbox, and the 4 of them went right by. I don't know what happened there, but they just I'd assumed that maybe the pressure maybe caused them to late brake or something, but they went super wide into the grass, and now they don't have to worry about, holding up these 4 cars.
Yeah, I do believe they've completely disappeared from my time recorder, so they either have some kind of technical issue or some other engine problem that caused them to disconnect. Kind of unfortunate to lose another driver here, but we do see Newt going really wide here with Deep avoiding, actually going up on the background here with Deep able to get a move just on the outside of Newt here, get that move to stick here. We need to see that on the replay here real quick. We see them. Newt having a bit of an upset moment going to the Schumacher S that caused him to go wide on the grass, with Dip just barely avoiding contact, collecting Newt in the process, and instead able to smoothly go around the outside and claim that P8 position.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scary moment. They come out of Schumacher S as he gets a little bit loose. They tried to save it, cutting right into Dipping, and Dipping had to go a little bit on the inside to get by, but it definitely could have gone a whole lot worse. Had it happened just a little bit sooner, they might have had contact, but thankfully nice and clean going in and out. As we see Dipping go a little bit wide in the last corner, Newt's going to take advantage, going on the outside or going on the inside. It could be a late break. It's a drag race to the first corner. Who's going to break first?
They're literally rubbing doors together here, trying to make a move, but Newt not quite able to get that move. The stick breaking too early compared to Dip. Actually, it was Dip going too late on the brakes here, missing their apex by a country mile, and Newt able to get that cutback and saying, thank you very much, I will take that ticket and head on over to a podium land.
Yeah, that was that was very unfortunate. It was very close as we see Dipping late break again going into turn 4, going out of turn 5, and they're just inching away very, very close as they are also I want to say trying to slowly but surely catching up to Fez and Vossi as Dipping Sauce goes a little bit wide, and I think now the position is now locked in.
Yeah. Going further down the grid here, we do also see there is Z-Source currently coming up on the bumper of Lopio. They've been fighting for quite a couple of laps here, going down into turn 1. They both go deep in those brakes here, trying to get a move going on here. I do believe they're actually getting close to our top 3 drivers. Where are they currently? No. There's still quite a bit of a gap here before the leading drivers are going to be catching up onto our back markers here. But Z-Source being able to... fighting all over the back of Lop here, not able to quite make that move to stick, but still having not given up here. We also see up in P40 we have Zephyr coming up on actually that is actually cool, coming up on Zephyr here, going up into the turn 7, trying to also have a bit of a look-see here with that really obnoxiously pink and black car, able to stand out in every single replay here as we see them going up into the Schumacher S, both keeping nice and tidy. Zephyr going to quite wide there, but not able to capitalize on the wide moment there in the segment. As we do see, actually up in the fight here, we do see that is actually the cars of Grimly at the same time, going in a side-by-side fight here, going up into turn 1. Saber on the inside here, Grim on the outside, Saber keeping it tight, Grim going in deep, just barely avoiding contact with Grim now on the inside, going up into turn 2. Saber now on the compromise section, but Saber looking for a bit of a cutback, trying to get back down into turn 3, but not quite unable to find that move here, and that's going to be Grim that is holding on to keep their P2.
Definitely very close. They almost had it, but unfortunately the next corner came in just a little bit too late and they weren't able to capitalize on it. Definitely very close, but I will say the one person benefiting from this battle is Plasma. They've now gotten a 3-second gap from all this fighting as they drive away, heading toward the Dunlop curve, and it's definitely getting a little close.
Yeah, we do see, I do believe there was also a bit of a fight still going on here with, well, that is actually the car, that's actually Zipper and Kuhn going up around side by side, going up to turn 1 here with Kuhn trying to have a peek on the outside into turn 3, going door to door here, still keep holding tight on the outside. Try to keep that line on the inside with a bit of a slide coming in from Kuhn, not able to capitalize on that moment here. We see Separate able to get that move stick to and holding on to that P14 position.
Yeah, they were another very close move, but unfortunately it compromised their exit, and now Zephyr's going to run away with it a little bit as Kuhn is trying to Cohen, I'm sorry, is trying to reel him back in with a little bit of late braking, but I don't think it's going to give them much. Here they come down to the Dunlop curve. Cohen just going right as close as he can, but they both are able to get out fine. I don't foresee anything happening unless something gets someone or something happens.
Yeah, it seems like all of our drivers are starting to settle into their gaps here, but we do believe that is the car number 8 of Luna and car number 102 of Thatcher currently going up in a fight here on a fight for P11 here. We see them going up to the chicane, both keeping it nice and tight here. In the final corner, we see Thatcher getting up right up on the bumper of Luna here, hoping to get that better exit here, going up into the main long straight here, where Thatcher is going to be hugging right on their bumper here, hoping to get that slipstream to get alongside, but I don't think that's going to be quite close enough to get a move made here as we see them going down into the banking right-hand turn of turn 1. Luna keeping it nice and close, keeping the inside line covered. That's not going to give an opportunity for Thatch to make a move here. Up in P6, we also have Fez and Vossi still in a bit of a fight over their own here, but it seems like all of our drivers are starting to settle into their gaps, and as we go on the final 10 minutes of our race here, and just trying to bring their cars home at this point.
Yeah, basically, I think everything's more or less evened out. I don't see anything
We do
too
actually
tight.
see Luna and Thatch actually getting up alongside here, going up into the turn 10 area here, going up side by side. Luna coming on the inside, keeping it close. Luna going to be a big wash of understeer, but able to just hold on here, going up through. Again, having a bit of a peek, but not quite able to get that move to stick, but that's a bit of a better exit going up on Thatch. Again, trying to inch it closer still to Luna as they go down to the middle sector towards turn 7. Luna keeping it close, and Thatcher just inching it tight. Luna with a bit of understeer, going up towards the exit of turn 7 and towards the Schumacher SS here. And we're going to be seeing if they can just navigate it knife safely around the Schumacher S, both avoiding that inside curb here with a bit of oversteer from Attach here, but still holding on together.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of oversteer. I think also Luna also had a little bit of oversteer when they were going out of the Schumacher S's, so they both weren't able to really gain or lose any time as they head into sector 3, and the chicane. Is Thatch maybe going to be thinking of a little bit of a late dive and try to maybe build another gap to maybe go for another drag race going into turn 1?
Yeah, they seem to be able to settle into their own position as we see a very deep move here from Luna going up into the chicane here, with Thatcher having a tiny peak on the inside, not able to quite get that move to stick. But that's going to be really close into their bumper, but it's not quite able to get that exit that he needs to get up on the bumper of Luna, so they're going to be again stuck behind them going up, down through to the main straight in towards turn 1. Yeah, that gap's not going to be able to capitalize on that move.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, they aren't going to be able to capitalize it unless something happens, and I don't think it will. Thatch is trying to go on a little bit of a wider line, maybe trying to gain a little bit of, gain the gap a little bit going into turn 2. Unfortunately, it's not going to work. They are more or less the same. Thatch dives a little bit deep. They're trying their very best to try to gain as much gap as, or close the gap as much as possible, and it's just not been working out for him. Luna is doing a very good job at holding them off.
Yeah, seeing our other AM drivers down here on the grid, we also have the 404 car of Kuhn still in a fight with Zephyr as well as they go through the stadium section here towards turn 3 and turn 4, with Kuhn getting close, both of them with a big wash of understeer, trying to keep it there together going to turn 3 into turn 4. Zephyr still able to hold that lead here, but we do see that is the car number 24 of Parzival in the... Actually, that is the car number 24 of Charter in the background here, hoping to maybe capitalize on these two cars here, fighting and get that position made here. Up into turn 5 and turn 6, keeping it close. Not quite as good of an exit from Zephyr, and Kuhn trying to inch it closer, but still not quite enough for a move here. It's going to be quite a similar situation as with Luna and Thatch, where they're just not able to get the final 2 tenths here to have a peak, get that move made here, and do an overtake.
Yeah, and I think the tire situation is also probably playing a bit of a hand in it, because we've been seeing a lot of people either understeering or oversteering, so maybe their tires are starting to kind of wear off a little bit as we enter the last 5 minutes of this race.
Yeah, we do actually see it's going to be Luna getting up right up alongside with Thatch. They have bit of oversteer from Thatch as they tried to make a move on the chicane. A very bold move here, but we see Luna a bit late on those brakes. You're going up into the final turn here, but still holding it together here and holding it on here. But going up into the front of the pack, we still see Plasma holding on that lead position still, with actually quite a dominant lead. It's going to be a 3.4 second gap he's been able to get on Grim here, with Saber and Grim currently in their own fight here, trying to get for that scraps of points in P2 and P3. Yeah,
it's, I think the fighting definitely helped out Plasma a lot here, because they were really working each other very hard, and they were fairly close for a majority of the race. But unfortunately, when people started making moves, it allowed Plasma to kind of run away with it as they come into turn 8. it's definitely going to look like I don't foresee Saber trying to make a move at that distance.
We actually do see Kuhn just able to get a move stuck here, going up into turn 1 here on Zephyr, and able to get that P40 position. Very impressive from them. We're going to need to see that on the replay here real quick. You see them going side by side. I believe that was a bit of a compromised exit from Zephyr into the last corner that gave Kuhn the opportunity to get up alongside, going up into turn 1. Kuhn with a deep lunge. They were trying to hold it tight on the outside, but able not quite getting their braking right. And Kuhn able to get that move baiting, moving it up on into P40. And that's going to be actually that is second place in the AM standings currently for our 404 car.
Yeah, P2 in the AM class with Weiss. I think Weiss is going to be running away with this once again. They've got a 6 second. They've got a 6 second gap. Or 20-second gap, I'm sorry, to Cohen, and it's definitely
You see a bit of a yellow flag actually here coming from Azure Coat here. There was a bit of a spin. Oh, there may have been a bit of a contact going to the chicane here. Another big incident. We're going to see that again going up into the replay here. See, that's actually the 86 of Festbox as they go out up the chicane. Fest trying to probably inch it closer over here. We're going to be seeing them. Fest having a bit of a look on the outside. Azure trying to hold up on the inside here, but Azure bouncing up on the curbs. I do believe that was a bit of a bump here from Fest collecting the rear of Azure, causing them to spin around and drop all the way down to P8.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. And I think, unfortunately, I think Fez has dropped out. Yes, they have.
Oh no.
They must have had significant damage from that race or from that incident, as that's just really unfortunate. And it was really close racing between these guys. The majority of the race, it was just insanely close.
Absolutely. Unfortunate to see some more drivers here dropping out here. We do see have Newt and Dipping fighting for their lives here in P2 and P3, with Rossi not too far ahead, with currently holding on to the silver lead here, going up into the turn 7 here. So to hold that gap here for now. So actually we see down in the grip, we see Thatch going up alongside of Luna again here into turn 6, keeping it on the inside here of Luna, trying to get that move to stick, get that better exit. But Luna just even trying to get that slipstream here now on Thatch as they go down towards turn 7. And keeping it close. That's trying to cover the inside here and able to get that move made after several laps of struggle on the green car of Luna.
They tried and finally they were able to get around Luna. And what a move! It was definitely a really nice move. And I think it also kind of compromised Luna going out. So unfortunately, they weren't able to kind of capitalize on it. And it was definitely nice.
Yeah, we're actually going down on the final minute of our M2 race here so far. We're going to be seeing the Saber Kitsune actually going up side by side with Grimblade going up into the main straight here. Grimblade trying to cover the inside with Saber on the outside. Saber trying to get a deep lunge. Hoping for maybe get a bit of a cutback going with the Grimblade into turn 2, but going a bit too late on those brakes here and lose the opportunity.
Yeah.
We do see Plasma, where you see currently in the middle section. So I do believe after he goes around here, it's going to be our final lap. Still holding on a very commanding P1 so far.
Yeah, definitely very commanding lead for Plasma right now. And we are on the final lap. I foresee Saber maybe trying to make one last move if he can. It'll definitely have to be either on the final corner or the maybe going into the Dunlop curve. We'll have to see, but I think unfortunately that might have been it for them.
Yeah. We do see further down the field, we also have Charger currently in P15, still having a chase down on Zebra, who seems to have lost even more time here going into the final curve here. Going a bit of a wiggle on left and right here, trying to keep it close, going up into turn 1. Not quite able to get that move to stick here, but yeah, not quite. Up into turn 2 and turn 3, they're still trying to keep it in the bumper. Going further down, we see Yuan V and Z-Source also in their own little fight here, but it's not quite able to make that move here. And yes, not quite the gap that Yuan V needs to make to make an overtake up here. Going up into our P1 driver here, currently going down the back straight here into turn 12 towards the chicane here, and they had a bit of a they had that little bit of a contact here, bit of a race here at the beginning to keep them honest, keep them from not getting their phone out of boredom here. But it's gonna be another cruise to the victory here for our resident esports driver Plasma as we see them going down the final corner. Big move here, but yeah, he's no longer concerned about anything. He's just here wiggling left and right with a celebratory slide here as he crosses the finish line in P1. We see Grim and Saber Kitsune behind. Grim trying to get that move on say Plasma, not able to get that done, and with Saber coming in P3. We see Wushu now able to cross the finish line in P4, with Vossi coming up with our silver winner in P5, and Newt and Dipping Saw with P6 and P7 respectively. Further down, we also have Azure Goats, able to have a bit of an unfortunate driving from them, but still able to get the car recovered into P8 with MNU. Further down the field with P9 and Thatch, just rounding out the final corner here to get into P10 with a long gap into Luna, who we were just previously fighting. So I assume there may have been a bit of a slide here coming from somewhere to cause them to drop down into that bit of a gap, with Luna finishing P11, with Whis, our AM driver again. Winner in AM class and securing their win here so far. We also see Kuhn going up like on the final chicanes here into the final quarter, able to actually secure a surprise P2 in our AM class as well, with Zephyr and Charger coming up right alongside in P14 and P15 respectively. We see another longer gap here going up into Parzival and Zzors and Yuan V, just about getting all those final corners here and able to wrap up our current selection of drivers here.
Yep, and the last one being Kizzy, but it was definitely a really good race. A lot of action. We definitely called it. We definitely called it being a very interesting race, and it did not disappoint. These M2 cars, like, because they're the same car, everybody's so bunched up. There's no setup changes. You can't really change it to maybe gain a little bit more time. It's all down to the driver, and it's definitely kept everybody really close and made the racing very interesting.
Exactly, as we do see Kizzy, our final entrant here on our race, crossing over the finish line currently in P20 with I do believe we've started with something like 26 cars here. I think it's actually 25 cars here. We had a lot of retirements, unfortunately, with Fez, Fox, Sketchy, Randomy, and I can't quite make out that name there, but that is indeed Ruby Kitsune Fox retiring in lap quite a bit earlier here. That's going to be finishing up our race. Quite an interesting one for sure. As we do see, that's going to be it for all of our racing here. There's going to be a lot of incidents that happened all throughout up and down the grid here, but congratulations again to Plasma, able to secure another dominant victory in the pro class here with their commanding lead here all throughout the race here. They had a lot of pressure put up on them on the first half here, but they kept their cool, they kept their head down and their phone down to get that P1 position here. As to believe I may have actually lost my co-commentator here.
I apologize. I had a little bit of an internet issue. But yeah, it's been one of those internet issue days for today.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, also congratulations here to Vossi for able to secure a silver win here, with Newt coming up a little bit alongside them in P2 and Dipping Sauce getting be able to round out that silver podium in P3. In our AM class, we have Whis to get their win, with Kuhn and Zephyr rounding out the podium in P2 and P3. So, yeah, not quite the usual suspects that we saw for our expectations before the race here, but quite an interesting race for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely everything was kept nice and interesting for us. And I want to say, like, we've seen a lot of battles, but I don't think we've ever really seen the amount of battles that we've seen in the M2 Cup. It's definitely made things very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's going to be it for our round 2 of the BMW M2 Sunday series here. You're going to be seeing us again next week, as we do believe we're going to be heading over to Valencia for the first time. It's going to be a brand new track, one of the newest tracks here in the Estero Corsa Competizione game here. So this is going to be a new experience for all of our drivers here, as I don't think anybody else has done any driving with the M2s so far. So that's going to be an interesting race for sure. But I'm going to be thank you everybody here for bearing with us, bearing through our technical difficulties here, and apologies for all the issues we had at the beginning here. I promise we'll be doing better next time. We'll hopefully iron out all those little kinks and issues here to have a bit of a better stream here. But for now, thank you everybody for joining us here. My name has been Denak, joined by Wolfin, and I will see you all next week. Have a good night.